Good evening, everyone. Welcome to closing comments here on February 4th. Let's jump right into our charts and see what happened in the market today. First up, we had our April live cattle on the board. We did see some nice upside here early today. Prices driving higher off the opening range this morning. However, the upside was limited to about the first 90 minutes of the day, driving right up there towards 244.5 before settling back throughout the remainder of the day. This price coming right back and settling on top of the morning's opening range. At the moment, you're starting to see a little bit of buying activity late today, but just settle back here on the lows here into the close today. We want to make sure the bulls are able to defend today's low at 241.32. If we do get any offers down here below that 241.32 spot, we could see a little bit of a flush down into the current week's value areas. But in the meantime, though, it looks like it's just a little bit of a pullback here in a big picture uptrend. We had a nice strong drive through the late part of yesterday's session and early today. We could pick up some more buyers here and just keep this thing rolling higher into tomorrow's session. We just want to make sure that 241.30 level is held as we head into tomorrow's session. Uptrend still remains intact, and we should see this cattle market keep on pushing up into the 240s. Next up, feeders also driving higher early today. Opening range pushing this market off at 368, those multi-day highs we had here on Monday and Tuesday, making a nice strong push up there towards 374. Falling just short of filling that gap, but did a good job chewing through that today, getting rid of some of that overhead supply. We did see the bears kind of push back from those overbought levels up there, but good support here late in the day, right here around 370, showing the bulls should take another swing higher as we head into tomorrow's session. Only a couple days left in the week. We want to see the bulls continue with this trend week and keep pushing this cattle market higher. At the moment, they are positioned well to do that. We just want to make sure today's lows are defended here at 367.85 in the feeders and that 241.30 over there in those April fats. Other than that, April live cattle and March feeders both looking really strong. This cattle market should keep on driving higher. We are just about, today's high is only about $5 off of that all-time high, so we could be seeing that before the week is up here in this feeder market. So look for the bulls to keep on pushing higher. Next up, corn futures trading in a wide range today. Just choppy action here right around the 20-day average. Good rejection up there in the 430 to 435 area, which is what we expect to see. Bears continuing to keep this market held down here below this prior range. We expect to see this resistance area between 430 and 35 continue to hold. Bulls need to get a rally here above 4 to 35 to get us back into this range. Keep price sticky up here around 4.5. In the meantime, we should see those sellers continue to be aggressive up here in the 430s and try and drive this market lower. Downtrend still remains intact. We should see the bears try and kick this market lower here before the week is up. Next up, crude oil prices continuing with a little bit more volatility than we've seen recently. We've seen pretty big range days here over the last couple of weeks, and today we did see a nice swing back and forth here between the top and low end of this prior range we traded in throughout last August and September. We should continue to see this market just play level to level here. Anywhere between 66.5 and 62.5 should keep this market going back and forth. We do have these rising moving averages coming up into this area. So if we continue to see good buying activity, we would like to see the bulls finish up here above 66.5 to really confirm that. But we just have a lot of overhead supply in this crude oil market that's been pretty beat down and in a long-term downtrend. So we're not really expecting a whole lot of major upside here. We're going to expect it to be capped up here in the high 60s. So we're not really expecting any real sustained trends here, but we want to see a good range trade here between these levels at 66.5 down here towards 62. Next up, equity markets kind of seeing some divergence today. Dow continuing to show some relative strength, keeping this market held up here just right underneath these all-time highs. NASDAQ continues to be the weakest of the bunch. Pretty sharp breakdown here below the current year's lows. We did see a recovery of that level here into the close today, but still showing pretty good weakness here in this NASDAQ index. Tech sector still struggling to get some bids here. Mega cap names all seeing some sloppy and mixed charts here. We've got Google earnings today after the bell. That's kind of showing some mixed results. We've been both higher and lower, but at the moment, Google's only trading about $6 lower in the after hours, so not having any real major effect to these indexes. How the market responds to those earnings tomorrow morning off the opening range, though, will be indicative of the next move from here. This market has been range bound here over the last couple months, so we should see the buyers continue to try and hold down here. At the moment, not a super clear picture. as we do have a little bit of divergence here. Dow index still showing some relative strength above the major moving averages, while we do see the Nasdaq failing below the 50 here. This is not a good look here in the Nasdaq index. The Dow continues to show good relative strength and continues to trend well. We should see the Dow continue to hold. We have to wait and see how the Nasdaq continues to trade and respond here around these recent earnings. In the meantime, we expect to see the S&P continue to be a good and choppy mix of the two. Not a whole lot of here big directional movement. If the Dow continues to keep on rising and keep this market propped up, the S&P will hang out up here around these averages some more. We want to continue to see the Nasdaq find good support down here, and those mega cap names try and find some structure. In the meantime, though, we've got a really good environment for some choppy action, so look for the back and forth swings here to continue until we can get some real breaks here in the S&P and the Dow. That's all we got for tonight. Thank you, everyone, for tuning in. Catch you tomorrow.